And Israel says it's suspending 37 humanitarian organizations from working in the Gaza Strip starting January 1st. Israel's Ministry of Diaspora Affairs says the affecting NGOs, including Doctors Without Borders and Oxfam, have, quote, failed to meet required security and transparency standards. The ministry also says employees of these groups were involved in, quote, terrorist activity. Now international aid organizations are criticizing the move, saying it will jeopardize aid to Gaza. ABC's News foreign correspondent Maggie Rulli has more on that. Maggie, we've heard so many warnings about the hunger crisis and some even saying famine in Gaza. So what does this mean for those efforts?
Well, Diane, as you mentioned, this move affects a total of 37 humanitarian organizations, including those two big names, Doctors Without Borders and Oxfam. So the suspension essentially means that those 37 groups are barred from working in Gaza starting on January 1st. In a statement from the Israeli government to ABC News, they say that the affected NGOs have failed to meet required security and transparency standards. And they add that these findings, certain employees of internal organizations were involved in, quote, terrorist activity. But they went so far as to say, Diane, they called it terrorism disguised as humanitarianism. Now, we have reached out to Doctors Without Borders and Oxfam for comment, but we have not yet heard anything back, Diane.
So, Maggie, how does what Israel is describing here compare to what the aid organizations are saying?
Well, this is what's interesting, Diane. You mentioned as well that focus on aid getting into Gaza right now. We know conditions are very severe. And there are some discrepancies. Israel is saying that these new restrictions will not affect the level of aid given to people in Gaza and that only a limited number, less than 15% of aid organizations failed to meet their standards. But international aid organizations have repeatedly criticized the restrictions put in place on aid by Israel. And Diane, right now, tens of thousands of Palestinians are suffering severe living conditions. And with winter storms and heavy rain, we know thousands of tents and camps have been flooded where displaced Palestinians are living, Diane.